And welcome back to Who Will Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Revan 30. Well, that's the question: who will win a fight? Alucard from Hellsing versus Sebastian from Black Butler. I've had Alucard on here multiple times, so let's just get through this real quick. Alucard is the king of all vampires. He is Dracula. Around 500 years old, give or take, by the series start. And he is the king of all vampires. He is far more powerful than your average vampire. Physical abilities are all enhanced: speed, agility, strength, stamina. Everything along those lines are enhanced to supernatural degrees. His main attribute, though, would be his regenerative capability. Even without all the souls in him that give him that super regenerative capability, he can withstand a lot of beatings, including, like, we see that with his fight with Walter, where he takes God knows how much damage from his wires and yet keeps going. He can also change his form at will if he so chooses. Can survive in sunlight. Just prefers to go out at night. It tires him to be out in the day, but he can survive during the day. But the prevailing theory about how his regenerative capabilities actually work, because it's never truly actually explained how they work, but the fan consensus of how, or community consensus of how they work is he's consumed over 2 million souls in his entire lifetime, even more when you factor in how many he consumed in London by the end of the series. And basically, when he's actually going to die, that soul he consumed takes the hit for him. And because he constantly is eating people, he's always replenishing souls. Granted, when you have over 2 million souls, it's not like you need to eat him pretty much. But he's a vampire. He still needs to drink blood. Even though he could survive a long time without it, and still drink wine and all that stuff. But still, he is immensely powerful. He has centuries worth of combat experience under his belt. He's actually older. Now that I realize that I say that out loud, he is actually much older than Sebastian is. Sebastian's calculated to only be about 100 years old, give or take, which is still, old, but comparatively, Alucard is like 5 times that age, give or take. Unless I missed something, because that was the age the couple sources I found gave for Sebastian for me. He's around 100 plus, but 100 plus could mean he's a million, could just mean he's 101. So I'm assuming he's in the low hundreds in terms of his age. But he wields the jackal, and I can't remember the other one. He wields the black one, I believe. No, was it the white one or the black? I can never remember which one the jackal is. I think the jackal's the white one. But anyway, but one's better at just rapid fire, and can easily blow a vampire away. But the other was specifically designed to deal with individuals with regenerative capabilities. Let's try that sentence again. Regenerative capabilities, like Alexander Anderson. He had the ability to regenerate, but Alucard shot his arm, and the damn thing wouldn't heal. It was hanging on by basically like a strand of flesh. Given enough time, I think it probably would heal, but given the circumstances he was in, Anderson didn't have the ability to do that. Alucard is also capable of releasing more of his power. Truth be told, he's constantly suppressed. So when he releases restraints 1, 2, and 3, he's capable of not only releasing more of his power, being physically much stronger, enhancing his physical abilities, all that. He's also capable of basically what it seems to be like demonic-esque energy. This red and black energy and aura that seems to shroud him. And he's capable of bringing out the Hound of the Baskerville, basically Hellhound, to consume his enemy and attack. Then, of course, there's Release Restraint 0, which is one of the probably the most famous scene in that entire series, where, really, I am the bird of Hermes. Here lieth the bird of Hermes, eating my wings so I may be tame. Or, as I prefer the abridged version, when all hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release Restraint level 0. Then I honestly prefer that one. You better get ready to die. Just Andrew W. Clay playing around that. Party, party, party. I need to have a party. Still, it was one of the best parts in that original series, and one of the best parts in the abridged series. So, he releases pretty much all the souls, minions under his control. They all can do his bidding. They can learn how to swarm someone in a flood of bodies. And and he shows his true form as Vladius Dracula. Basically, in his armor, he's got his Transylvanian accent. He wields a broadsword, and he's a fierce warrior. He's at his strongest, but he's at his most vulnerable, because he has no extra souls in him at that point. It's just him. So if you can kill him, you kill him. And that's the thing. Alucard has died multiple times. He's been killed multiple times. It's not impossible to beat him. That being said, if we will actually for the first time use Schrodinger Alucard, because by the end of the series, he had consumed Schrodinger's soul. Now, this is another gray area for Alucard, because he rarely has to deal with other supernatural individuals of a weird power set. Schrodinger's, when he swallows Schrodinger's soul, because Schrodinger is literally a humanesque version of Schrodinger's cat, the theoretical ideal that as long as it's unobserved, something is neither alive nor dead, or both alive and dead. So, excuse me. I think I've got a bit of a cold coming. So if you hear me just going, that's why. So when he swallowed Schrodinger's soul, because he could neither observe nor see it, it was neither alive nor dead, and it was affecting all the other souls in his body, and therefore his body, he couldn't function correctly. So he eventually faded out of existence for a while. After destroying all those souls, the only one left was Schrodinger, and he basically kept that ability. It's never proven he kept it, but it's heavily implied he now had the ability to Schrodinger to be both alive and dead, no matter where. He is everywhere and nowhere at once. So he pretty much now has a level of nigh omniscience to him. Now, if you could somehow... The way you actually would beat Schrodinger is simply blow his head off and somehow keep something observing him, something with a level of sentience. Now, that being said, Alucard actually would have been the prime candidate to do something like that, to have an eye on him constantly, literally, because he's eyes for days. But yes, he's still immensely powerful and very difficult to put down, but can be put down. Sebastian from Black Butler is a demon who was in service to one of the main characters, or the main character. He's technically a main character too, but the main human character is Seal. I believe that's his name. It was Siel. Is that how you pronounce it? Ciel? Ciel? See, actually, Ciel sounds better. I'll say Ciel. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's fine. Ciel. So, I can't remember, because I don't... Here's the full disclosure. I don't read or watch Black Butler at all. I do know people love the first season of the anime, but the second season, most people hate it. But as a demon, he is immensely powerful, well beyond any normal physical capabilities of a human, physically capable of kicking and denting a panzer tank, ripping the roof off a train, from what I found out. So far beyond anyone's normal physicalities. Speed-wise, capable of catching bullets in midair and throwing them back at the same speed. Traveling basically supersonic speeds in terms of like travel capabilities. Excuse me. Immensely skilled overall, over 100 years old. Sorry, again, cold. Capable of traveling, wow, I just blanked on where I was there. Oh, hand-to-hand capabilities. Apparently capable of manipulating bodies, like actually manipulating someone's body, if he so chooses. Getting inside someone's mind, mentally. I'll say that right now. I don't think that would work on Alucard. He's too different from a human, and he's got a lot of like safeguards, like just the amount of souls in him. I think that would just throw Sebastian for like. Sebastian wouldn't be able to get a read on Alucard that way. But he's also apparently capable of fire manipulation. He once burned down an entire building with just 3 candles, so he's quite powerful in that regard. And that's from the manga. I don't believe that is from the anime. But one of the things demons have more than anything else is their regenerative capabilities are kind of second to none. They can take injuries, they can be hurt, but they'll just heal. Like, even if you were to destroy their entire body, it would just heal. The only real way, at least according to Sebastian, to put down a demon is with a Grim Reaper scythe. Those can legitimately injure and kill a demon. And I don't mean injure in the sense that they'll regenerate from. I mean injure like an injury that would take a while, much longer to heal. Most injuries they'll take will just heal. So, with that being said, who wins this fight? Well, assuming it's on neutral ground, assuming it takes place in the same universe, and starting with standard Alucard. Alucard is sent over to take out Sebastian because it's believed there's a demon at the estate. And it's like, the butler welcomes Alucard, and just they meet out in the front. Garden? What's it? Danza. Oh God, I'm forgetting the term of the location. Anyway, the demon is, can I help you? Yes, I've been sent here by an organization to deal with someone. Deal with someone? Oh dear, what have they done? A criminal, perhaps? You might say that. I'm gonna maybe be rotating from my abridged voice to my standard series Alucard voice. They've been trespassing where they don't belong. Oh dear. Well, if I see this individual, if you can give me a description, I'll keep my eyes out for this individual. And he can just say yes. But if if I'm correct in assuming that individual is you, demon. I see you caught me, Reaper. I don't. I've been called many things in my life, and Grim Reaper actually has been in about the top 5. Wait, top 5, top 10. Anyway, yes. Grim Reaper's pretty accurate. So tell me, what you doing here? I'm just waiting to finish off a deal I have with someone and then consume their soul. Oh, well, I know I've done that song and dance before. But seriously, I'm gonna have to kill you now. Oh dear, this seems to be quite the imposition on me. By the way, I don't know what his dub voice sounds like, so I'm just gonna do this for his dub voice. Well, after all, we could just do this quickly. You could take the bullet to the head. I could be going, have a hooker party later on. It'd be good times. It's like, I appreciate that, but no. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Someone's got their big boy pants on the day. Yeah, but no. And then Alucard starts. He would be the aggressor, no doubt, and just fires a couple shots. And Sebastian just catches them, to which Alucard's like, oh, someone's been eating their Wheaties today. The holy relics. He's just smelled it. Divine in nature, holy, the Vatican. Oh my. Now let's be clear. You take Sebastian out of his own world and throw him into another world. I'm certain there are individuals that could legitimately kill him, and keep him dead. Just because within his world, demons can only be killed by a Grim Reaper scythe does not mean it holds true in any other world. So keep that in mind while we're doing this fight. And I'm not saying Sebastian's going to lose. I'm not saying he's going to win. I'm just saying keep that in mind. Because as far as I know, he's probably encountered holy relics before in the series. I just don't know if he has. So, but obviously he's holding the bullets and I believe these are yours, and he just throws them back at Alucard, who is able to dodge. And Alucard can dodge gunfire if he wants to. He just doesn't normally do it. Oh, well, I guess those big boy pants are just for show. Now let's try it again. And then, now it's just a full out, firefight with Alucard and Sebastian just dodging and blocking. Now, that being said, the Jackal and the other gun aren't your average gun. They hold more than 6 rounds. They hold more than 10 rounds. I think they hold 20 rounds. So, and he only has 5 fingers and 2 thumbs. Or, Jimmy. 8 fingers, 2 thumbs. He has 5 digits. So I actually do think a couple of those shots would get through and hit Sebastian, and they would hurt. He would actually feel that. And then say, "Oh, you are a tough son of a bitch, aren't you?" As my word, I'm going to have to tailor this again. Such a nuisance. But I was right. Those did hurt. And so he didn't just charge that Alucard. Just I was mistaken. You aren't a Reaper. And, he's got his arm through Alucard's chest. Oh, that hurts. I was like, you're just a vampire. I didn't know many of you were alive. That's because I killed them all. And then, he just drops Alucard. But let's try. And then he just walks away. All of a sudden, he turns around and just sees Alucard getting back up. Well, let's try that again, shall we? Release restraint. 1, 2, 3. And, excuse me. And then basically goes into, his released form, the first release form, and let's try this again, shall we? And then the basketball hound comes out, it's like, oh my, quite the formidable beast indeed, and just grabs the jaws of the hound, it's like, oh my, the breath on this dog. You wouldn't be surprised how many souls he's consumed. And he's looking at a new one. Yours, demon boy. Now, let's be clear here. In terms of age, Alucard has a lot more actual battlefield experience than Sebastian would. He's just lived that much longer. So he's got knowledge. He probably has a lot of knowledge. He's maybe even encountered some demons before. It's probably where his vampirism even came from. But in demons and of this nature are different. So he chomps down Sebastian, who eventually just cleaves through the dog. Just, my word, so rude indeed. And then, quite the smell. Pulls out a match, just kind of dissipates the smell a little bit, and then just manipulate. Wait, is that? Quite so. Now, what are the, in these blasts? What is the term the kids are using these days? Lit? Quite an auspicious term. Alucard just sends the Integra. I need permission, and she's viewing this in some way, shape, or form. It's like, permission granted, Alucard. When hope is gone, undo this lock. Sebastian, hear this? Excuse me, and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0, and then. All the souls that are imprisoned, they're surrounding the pagoda. That was the term I was looking for. They're surrounding the entire state. And now, even Sebastian, for all his calm nature and his smile, he's calm, but there's not a smile on his face. Like, even he as a demon has like a moral code. And even he's kind of like just disgusted by it. It's like, my word, I may be a demon. I may be even planning to devour souls. But this is barbaric, monstrous. You are the true demon vampire. Perhaps I am, but I know I am. But what are you? I know you are, but what am I? A monster, a man, a demon, a vampire. It makes no difference. We all meet our end, and we all meet our fate in the end. And then, it's like, and then Sebastian just kind of actually takes off his tie, just, indeed we do. And he just hangs it up on a statue and then just casually walks in and just starts going through all these bodies. Now, there's so many that they will overwhelm him after a while. But it ultimately comes down to, once he finally gets to Dracula, they go at it, and Dracula's cutting him, and he's healing, and he attacks Dracula. Dracula doesn't immediately heal. And ultimately it comes down to the fact that Alucard doesn't have anything that could bring down Sebastian. That's the real problem here. Now, I will contend that the bullets from the Jackal, I think because they're all holy bullets, those would legitimately hurt. Just being a demon. Granted, he's a demon in the sense that he is a different species of individual with powers. That doesn't necessarily make him demonic in nature. Like, they say he comes from a different dimensional plane. Not necessarily hell. But I would still contend those are hurt, and he'd feel the pain from those. Might even make an injury that takes a bit longer to heal than average, but they would still heal. The problem is that, but in the context of his world, yes, only a Grim Reaper scythe can hurt a demon, do lasting damage and kill a demon. So Alucard just doesn't have anything that could take him down. Whereas eventually Sebastian, although not human, would eventually be able to wear down Dracula. That would just be the circumstances in this fight. So eventually he gets down to the point where he just pierces Dracula again, but this time he keeps him there and just pierces that soul. Eventually he goes through all the souls. Cecil comes out when it's all said and does like, what happened? Nothing, just tidying up, sir. But that is the standard Alucard fight. Ultimately, Sebastian, I think, actually wins that fight. Alucard has far more combat experience and is far more dangerous in terms of an actual fighter. But it doesn't really matter when you can't kill the guy you're fighting. So ultimately Sebastian wins that fight. But what about Schrodinger Alucard? Alucard, where he has the ability of Schrodinger's cat. That's a stalemate fight because neither of these guys would be able to kill the other. Now, that being said, there might be something Sebastian can do to put like a seal or a contract on Alucard or something like that. But ultimately, it doesn't matter what Sebastian does, because just like him, he would now no longer have a way to permanently kill Alucard. As far as we know, there was no way to kill Schrodinger. Alucard said swallow his soul, and eventually, became the new Schrodinger, like Alucard Schrodinger, basically. So ultimately, that one would legitimately be a tie. They'd be like fighting for eternity, or eventually they'd come to an understanding, and Alucard would just F off. So, because that's what it would be. Alucard would basically just F off. It wouldn't be Sebastian leaving. It would be Alucard just not caring anymore. It's like, okay, this fight's going nowhere. I'm immortal, you're immortal. This is really irritating. It's like, it is. I mean, do we really have to fight? Well, we don't have to fight, but you can't say it's not fun. But eventually, all right, fine. We'll try this again at a later date. See you later, you demonic pedo-sociopath. Whoops, tautology. So, yeah, either Alucard loses the fight if he's just standard Alucard, or the fight's a draw because it's a Schrödinger Alucard. So ultimately, though, that means I still got to give it to Sebastian. I think Sebastian is actually the winner of this fight. Now, I tend to lean a bit more towards Alucard's side of things half the time, just because his powers in some ways are pretty haxed, and the individuals that are asked to go against him aren't as powerful, at least in my opinion, by comparison. In this case, though, no, Alucard met an immortal match in this case. So that's my thoughts. I think it's Sebastian who wins. And this is some guy who's a big fan of Helsing and Alucard, but no, I'll call it as I see it. I'm not afraid to, but admit when a character I love is just not strong enough to deal with something. So yeah, my money goes on Sebastian. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. By the way, let me know if you think different. Do you think it's Alucard or do you think it's Sebastian? Put in the comments below. I mean, I think it's Sebastian. Look, it's just my opinion, okay? So yeah, I have no problem being wrong on that. I have no problem being wrong on any of these. And yeah, I'm not going to go into a whole rant about, thoughts and everything along those lines. Just know, no matter if what I'm saying it comes off as a claim or me trying to say it as a fact, ultimately I'm just have an opinion. And it's just me spouting my opinion. So yeah, I don't want to get in a rant. So someone made a comment in one of my videos that it didn't rub me the wrong way, but I looked at it like, is that how I'm coming off? Because I'm not trying to come off that way. I'm saying what I'm saying with confidence, at least I'm trying to, and maybe that comes off in a certain way, but ultimately I'm just expressing my opinion. It's just expressing your opinion with a certain level of, confidence and surety can come off as a certain way, and vice versa. So, just that's my thought on that. Again, I'm not trying to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about in terms of this is a fact. No, I'm not trying to do that. I mean, maybe sometimes it does come off that way, and I apologize if I what's the best way to put it? Not disenfranchise, alienate people that way. I'm not trying to. But yeah, anyway, so that just a little thing there that happened in the week. Yeah, it was just someone made a pretty in-depth comment. I'm like, is that how I'm coming off? I'm not trying to. Sorry. Not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing. So, just saying. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. What If and Box Office are tomorrow. That's it. I was going to do the Schmodown, and I started to do the Schmodown, but then it got interrupted. So, honestly, and I just said, screw it. I'm just not going to do the Schmodown this week. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Later, folks. And tomorrow, by the way, What If? It's part 4 of What If Goku was born with Ultra Instinct. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.